vascular remodeling, that is there are changes in the vessel wall itself. So here it shows 4 types of remodeling. Let me just make a flow chart in this. So there are 2 ways in which remodeling can take place. One, with increase in the blood pressure, and the other is with increase in the blood flow. With increase in the blood pressure, 2 types of remodeling can take place. That is, one in vessels which actually change in diameter, that is contract in response to increase in blood pressure. So that is small vessels with change in diameter due to increase in the blood pressure. So in this there is inward eutrophic modeling. So in this what happens, there is in decrease in the radius and increase in the thickness of the vessel wall. So you see, if this is the normal vessel and you compare this one, there is decrease in the radius and thickness of the vessel wall has increased. This is known as inward eutropic remodeling. Inward eutropic remodeling. Okay. Small vessels which constrict in response to increase in blood pressure. If long-term increase in blood pressure is there, then this type of remodeling will take place in these vessels. So with decrease in radius and increase in thickness, there is no change in cross-sectional area, right? Then second is in large arteries which do not constrict in response to increase in blood vessels. Okay, in large arteries we see that only the thickness is going to increase. They do not constrict, there is no change in the radius. Okay, so that is why in remodeling also there is no change in the radius, it is only the thickness which increases, and that is known as hypertrophic remodeling. Hypertrophic, change in the thickness, hypertrophic remodeling. And here this diagram is showing that, see, the thickness of the vessel wall compared to this has increased, radius is same. So that means there is increase in the cross sectional area. Then if there is increase in the blood flow, chronic increase in the blood flow, so because of chronic increase in the shear stress, there is change in expression of genes, and this leads to again the expression of synthesis of certain proteins. So all this leads to outward remodeling. So if you see, the concept is same. What is shear stress doing? Shear stress is increasing the diameter. Acute changes, there is vasodilation. So outward remodeling is what? See, ultimately there is increase in the radius of the vessel. So in outward remodeling, just radius of the vessel increases, thickness doesn't change, right? On the other hand, if there is another one in which there is both increase in BP and increase in blood flow, then you just combine these two. Okay, so BP increase should lead to increase in thickness, and shear stress increase should lead to increase in the radius, and this is known as outward hypertrophic remodeling. Outward hypertrophic remodeling. Simply, fast we will revise how it has happened. Increase in blood pressure, small vessels constrict in response to that. Constrict in response means there is decrease in the diameter. So for remodeling, there is decrease in the radius, but because BP is increasing, thickness should increase. That is coming from the Laplace law. Laplace law says T is equal to P into radius divided by the thickness. So if P increases, thickness should also increase so that the tension doesn't change. Okay, understanding? So that is why when BP increases, thickness is increasing. Small vessels which constrict in response to increased BP, radius decreases. Then large arteries which do not constrict in response to increase in BP, for them only the thickness is increasing, that is known as hypertrophic remodeling. There will be increase in cross sectional area. If blood flow increases, there is increase in shear stress. Normally it causes increase in the vessel diameter. So yes, in remodeling also radius increases, thickness doesn't increase. Not needed because BP has not increased. So no effect on tension, right? So only radius increases. However, if both the blood flow and BP increase, then there is increase in thickness also, increase in radius also, again there is increase in the cross sectional area. So in these both there will be increase in cross sectional area. An example of these two very important is AV fistula. AV fistula. Suppose there is we create one AV fistula between the radial artery and antecubital vein for dialysis. So this is the artery, right? And it is connected to a vein, right? Vein have a very the diameter, the vessel wall is not very thick. Okay, so now when this happens, in that case, blood flow here in the radial artery increases many times. Okay, so in that case, because of increase in the blood flow in this radial artery, there is increase in the shear stress. So this outward remodeling occurs in this radial artery. On the other hand, in this vein, normally it doesn't receive blood directly from the artery. There is presence of arterioles, and because of that, there is decrease in the pressure, right? But in this case, when it receives blood directly from high pressure arteries, so here pressure also increases on the vessel wall. So because of the increase in pressure as well as increase in the blood flow, there is this particular type of changes: increase in blood pressure, increase in blood flow in these veins. So there is outward hypertrophic remodeling. Okay, so radial artery undergoes outward remodeling and antecubital vein undergoes outward hypertrophic remodeling.